This is your marketplace. Summer wear going in, winter gear coming out. We're heading into a deep freeze, a lab run by biomedical engineer Sophia Lee.
Well, I think this is probably the coolest job.
The perfect place to test winter boots, something Sophia's been researching since 2011, helping boot makers make better boots.
All right, lace it up.
We're testing the tread of 6 popular brands in the country: Merrell, Uggs, Wind River, Timberland, Sorel, and Kamek.
Ready and go.
And this lab is built for the test. I'm harnessed to the ceiling.
What's going on here?
The crew belted to the walls. Here comes the slip test.
It's just a regular winter day that anybody across this country might experience.
Yeah, and also current condition actually is one of the most slippery.
Yeah, it's slippery.
Every winter, people do the slip and slide, and videos like this go viral. But this lab isn't just a wet ice rink, it's an experiment on the move. The whole room tilts like a ride, creating the angles of curbs and wheelchair ramps. The perfect spot to test the claims made by some boot makers.
The most advanced cold weather gripping system.
Should those claims mean something? Our marketing pro, Ella Verashu, thinks so. She's from the Schulich School of Business.
If the claim is there, then consumers should be able to trust the brand and trust that what they're saying is accurate.
She watches along as we put some of those claims to the test.
Okay, go.
Merrell's up first. They claim durable traction that grips when and where you need it.
If both your feet are slipping, that means you will be in danger of slip and fall.
So, how will Merrell do? Turns out not so well, even at just a slight angle.
Fail both ways.
Do they live up to their claims?
Absolutely not, unless where you need it is your living room.
Merrell still endorses this as a winter boot, but tells us the company has a better choice for traction on wet ice that features a different sole. In a Canadian winter, there are about 67,000 visits to hospital ERs after someone slips on ice. So good footwear can be serious business. Just ask paramedic commander Chris Mills.
It's a very common call priority for us to go to, like in parking lots, heading out to their cars, in sidewalks, or in areas that you wouldn't expect them to have icy conditions, but there are.
Every day in the winter.
Calls to 911 regarding slips and falls on ice more than doubled yesterday.
I slipped on the ice and heard the bone snap, and I knew it wasn't good.
We do see an increase at all ages of an increase in falls in the winter months. They typically fall backwards, and then some bruises, sprains. There's some underlying injuries, including hip fractures. I've had parents that have fallen before, and just seeing the impacts to them and how long it takes to recover, potentially from preventable injuries.
Could the right boots help? Time for boot test 2. Uggs.
Ready and go.
Uggs says these boots are made to handle the harshest winter elements. But what about on ice? Here's uphill and down.
Fail both ways.
We show Ella.
And they're not cheap. They're $295 before tax.
And we check out Uggs claims.
The very first sentence on their website, crafted to handle the harshest winter elements. So if it's the harshest winter elements and they're available in the Canadian marketplace, then I would expect them to live up to Canada's harshest winter elements.
These boots, Ugg tells us, are for all weather, but they don't include ice. Ugg says they never recommend actually walking on an icy surface with them. Each time, our test starts on a flat surface. Then the hydraulic lifts push it to an incline of 7 degrees, similar to a curb ramp. A boot passes if it can walk up and down that angle.
If a pair of footwear not enable you to walk on that gentle slope both ways, then it's not safe footwear.
Timberland is brand number 3, advertised as having traction on any surface.
These don't feel like they've really got any grip at all, at least not on this wet ice.
We don't get far with these. We're on fairly flat ground and
It is a fail both ways.
So what are you watching for?
I'm watching for if your both feet actually are moving at the same time.
Right.
That means you don't have a secure grip.
But Timberland says their boots have better traction than many competitors. Except they tell us wet ice is an extreme condition. And boots like this, they say, aren't built for it. Our next boot is Sorel. Their branding says, prepare yourself for the storm. Sorel is okay at first, but at 2 degrees uphill and 2 degrees down, it fails. We asked Sorel and Columbia, the company that owns them, about our test repeatedly. They never get back to us.
Last
All right.
pair?
Last pair.
Kamek. Whoa. That's not a good start.
These boots are advertised to shelter your feet as you run for the train on slushy sidewalks and to offer better traction.
To me, it would mean that you don't slip and fall on the ice, but
Okay.
let's find out.
Fail both ways.
All these boots are failing, even on the slightest of hills. And as she assesses, one boot slips even on a flat surface. Kamek.
As soon as there's ice on the sidewalk, we probably say, yeah, do not wear this type of boot.
So these are some excellent summer winter boots.
It is just marketing fluff, unfortunately.
Kamek tells us their boots are made for every type of weather condition and that they've replaced the boot we tested with newer styles. Overall, no major wipeout. That harness and the mattress saved me. But we did hear this again and again.
Fail, 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 fail both ways.
Only one boot passes our test.
This is insane.
This is your marketplace. We're in the deep freeze, testing the treads of winter boots. Of the 6 pairs we try, 5 of them fail.
I'm surprised. You're not.
I'm not.
Because this is what you see.
Yeah.
Footwear that isn't up to snuff when it comes to Canadian winters.
So, which boot is the winter winner? Able to lock onto ice on level ground and hills?
This is insane. This is totally different.
What's different about it?
It's the material.
Look.
Wind River claims these are engineered to help prevent slips and falls. Sophia says these boots made it uphill at 15 degrees and 14 degrees downhill on melting ice, 5 times steeper than the nearest competitor. A lot of other boot makers have similar technology, including some of the brands we tried, but in our test, it's only Wind River.
What makes Wind River good?
The bottom is different from regular rubber. And if you touch it, actually you can feel it's quite rough. There's a fiber embedded in the rubber.
Little spikes almost.
Then when you walk on ice, they grab on the ice.
For our full test results, check out our website at cbc.ca/marketplace.